Good afternoon, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and today is Sunday, June 15th, 2014. Happy Father's Day to everyone again. And everyone's having a great day, great weekend. All right, today is the stock trade ideas. So we're going to talk about three trade ideas that we exited last week, two that we got in and are still in, and then two more new trade ideas for the coming week. So a total of 7. Let's start off with Pandora. Okay, Pandora, we got in with calls here on June 6th. And my initial target was right up in here where it hit on Friday, but the market action kind of spooked me out a little bit, and I got out here on the 11th. So we had a nice little profit, but it wasn't as much as I would have liked. It was a little over 20%. Can't remember what it was. 4 trading days, so not too bad. I mean, you can't complain about a profit. So the next one is Citrix Systems. We got in. Again, the moving averages were all aligned very nicely in here. This, I think, has got more room to go. I think this is a big head and shoulders bottom. We got in here. Actually, probably could have gotten in a little bit lower, maybe break of this high, but get in around 62. Got out right literally near the close on this day. Felt like we'd been pushing. We'd been up 5 days in a row, and I thought, okay, we're outside the Keltner channel up 5 days in a row. I need to grab my profit and take it because they're going to take it away from me. And that's what they've done, but it isn't a dramatic pullback, and it looks actually like just a little bit of a pennant little flag in here. So was hoping if we got a pullback, it'd get down below the 10 again and jump back in. So we'll have to watch this one closely, because this one could go still just because of this big formation. I mean, sometimes these things don't materialize even when you think, and you think you got the prettiest pattern, and then it just doesn't work. So we'll just have to, continue to watch Citrix Systems closely. The next one is Tableau Software. Again, this was a counter trend move, and I say counter trend because the 55-day moving average is pretty hard down. It's below the 233-day in here. Okay, so the intermediate to long-term trend is down. Now the 21 is rising in here, but it's still below the 55. So this looks a little bit like a counter trend move. Decided to go with it because we had the 10 above the 21, thought there was a decent chance to get a pullback up in here, and it worked. We got in I think right around 60.5 in here. And my initial target was 64 because I was looking at, okay, where did this selling come in on the high here at 64.38 was the high for that day. The high here was 64. So I started, and then why is that? Because there's all this congestion right here, okay, where trading had occurred. And so that selling had caused selling to come in here. And I was concerned that when it popped back up into that area, selling was going to come in again. So it has run into some overhead resistance. And, I got out, and, I've got no complaints. We had, a nice profit on the trade. The details are all on the Trade Ideas webpage. If you're a subscriber, you definitely have access. If you're not a subscriber, just subscribe and you'll have access to that. And you can download the free PDF that I've got out there also for you. Okay, those are the 3 we exited last week. 2 that we got in and are currently in. FireEye. Okay, this again is a little bit of a counter trend move. Now, my thinking on this is we've had this big move to the downside, and in terms of retracement, it hasn't even retraced the minimum Fibonacci that I usually look for of 23.6%. Okay, so these dotted lines are retracements back. Get rid of this. So here's the move back. Here's 23%, here's 38%, here's a 50% move. Now, it looks like more than 50% because this is a semi-log, okay? If I were to put this on, if I were to get rid of the semi-log and put it on just regular mathematical, you see how 50% looks more like the actual numbers, because the math on the retracements that are in here is actual points, okay? So that's the way it's calculated. I use semi-log because it keeps everything in a percentage move correctly. a 1-inch move visually down here is equal percentage-wise to a 1-inch move up here, okay? So that's what we're using on our charts. And so right now, this thing is pulling back up. I'm still in with calls. We got in right in here. Can't remember the exact number. Do I have that? No, I don't. Anyway, it was on this day, right around in here, and we're holding the call still. I think that we got a good chance. I mean, at least, well, maybe not quite to there. That's my expectation. We may start running into resistance with this congestion here, okay? And we've got this down 55. So I think a lot of times, again, like I've talked before, you could get a reaction boost right above the 55 on a sharp move. But that may be all she wrote. So my initial target was like around 40. And because I was thinking that we might get equal legs in here, like this, here's the leg up, down, and up, okay? And that this leg would equal this leg. And in point-wise, that happens at 40. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking in here on FireEye. We'll see if that continues to work for us. 3D Systems is continuing. This is in a pretty good downtrend. Yeah, we had this little pullback rally here, but now we're closing down below the 10, and it was on this day, on the 11th, that we got puts after this closed below the 10. So we got in here. We're still holding them, and it looks like we're just getting a little sideways consolidation in here, and we're staying below the 10. So my expectation is I'm still looking for a move down to 40. We'll see if we get it. 40 at least. It may go even lower than that. So that's what I'm looking for on 3D Systems. And then the two new trade ideas that we've got, Melco Crown Entertainment. This thing has been bouncing around. Thought it was going to rally up in here, and then it rolled over on us. And so even though the moving average is across, it's still pretty negatively rolled down here. Got a real nice bounce, but here's the interesting thing. When you look at this bounce, the volume, that bounce is occurring on a dramatically declining volume. Okay, that's fairly negative. Now, we'll see. I'm not saying, sell this right at this point. It needs to prove it to me. So to me, it's a break of these two lows in here. You break these two lows, and I'm going to be looking to buy puts with the expectation that it's going to take another leg, another swing to the downside. So that's how it's got to prove it out to me that it wants to go south, because this may turn. I'm not seeing, I'm not sure I'm seeing any bullish divergence though. Maybe a little bit on the DI plus, in that it didn't weaken further on this weakness. But DI minus actually went slightly higher on here. But that's the only bullish positive signal I'm seeing on the indicators versus price action. So we'll see. Now, the fact that it closed above this 10 and it's trying to do it again, just like back into here, it's tried it before, but it could be that we get another move to the upside in here. This thing may be trying to go, but if it breaks these lows, I'm going to say that I'm going to stay with the trend to the downside. And why do I say we have a trend to the downside? Because since this peak right here, every low has been lower. Every low has been lower. Okay, lower lows, lower highs. That is a downtrend. You can't say you're in an uptrend, or you can't get, that's not positive action, okay? That's selling action. So the trend, the intermediate trend, is to the downside. Now, it may be a great bullish long-term picture, but so right now on the short term, if I get a break in here, I'm going to look to buy puts. So that's the play that I'll be looking for tomorrow on Melco. I mean, I have a hard time, when I think about Melco and I think about China and I think about the opportunity in China and Macau and all of that. I mean, my gosh, long term, it's just got to be tremendous. But it's had a heck of a rally since 2009. I mean, that's a heck of a rally. Does it have pullbacks? Yes. Yes, it has pullbacks. So again, it's you're gonna get swings. And so right now, that's the short-term play that I'm looking at. SINA Corp. SINA Corp again is in a pretty solid downtrend. And, you see this little short-term rising trend line in here. This looks like a little bit of an ABC corrective action. Got to close below the 10. And if I'm looking for slightly further to the downside, I'm going to enter puts. So I'll have the trade ideas details on the trade ideas page, and I'll be looking to play this to the downside for another swing down is my thinking on this. So we'll see if that materializes. Okay, that's it for today. So we talked about Pandora, Citrix Systems, and Tableau Software from last week. We're currently in FireEye and 3D Systems, and we're looking at Melco Crown and SINA for this week, at least for tomorrow. So, all right, this has been Joe for Beyond the Chart. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great week, everyone. We'll talk to you Tuesday night.